Is it time for recess yet? I'm so glad you found time to join us here on the Childcare Director's Chair, where Erica Sacoccio shares her best practices that she's refined through her passion of directing childcare centers over the last 23 years. From parenting interaction, systems to save you time, money, and stress, to profitability. She shares it all from the Childcare Director's Chair.
Welcome back, directors and childcare owners. I am so happy you are here today. Am I positive? Of course I am. I am positive always. I hope that you are too, or at least as much as you can be. And today I'm a little more happy because we get to talk about one of my favorite topics. Today we're going to talk about the benefits of holding one-on-one meetings with your childcare team. There are a lot of parts of my job that I don't like, but this is not one of them. I love one-on-one time with my team. I think it is so beneficial, not only for them, but for me as well as a childcare owner, to be able to just get that time with my team and talk about all the things that are going on in their life, in the center, outside of the center, however I can help them. And just, it really is a great way to gauge where they are at. So here are some benefits I can think of just off the top of my head. First, there is enhanced communication and feedback. Regular one-on-one meetings provide a structured forum for open and honest communication between supervisors and staff. It also allows your staff to express their concerns and provide feedback on their performance, seek guidance from their supervisors. Many times they'll ask me about how I think they're doing, and sometimes I might say, you tell me, how do you feel you're doing? What areas do you think you need more support in? Where do you think you're really excelling? And then you can share, well, here are some of the things I noticed when I was in your classroom, or when I walked through your classroom, or when I watched you on the cameras as I watched, throughout the day. Right? Here are some of the things I saw. Or here's what the parents are telling me. They really love when you XYZ. I've got so many compliments on how frequently you update the parent app in the porthole and how quickly you respond to parents, right? This is a great time to let them know all of those things. And keep a list, because it's so easy to forget, but keep a list, because a lot of times when you're meeting with your supervisor, it's a little nerve-wracking for them, right? Or how many times have you heard, getting called to the principal's office, right? You don't want it to feel like that. You want it to feel like they're coming just to have a conversation with a friend, a cup of coffee. Make it, a time that feels comfortable. Because again, like when you go out for, when you have a conversation with a friend, you might enjoy a coffee or a cup of tea. Again, make it be that kind of setting. You don't want it to feel like it's disciplinary. You really want it to feel conversational and exchange of ideas and thoughts, because that's really what it is. The other thing I think is really important is who evaluates you. So I love the one-on-one time when you can ask your staff, what can I do better to support you, or to support the kids in the program, or the parents? What do you think? Tell me about my performance. How can I help you around XYZ? Tell me a little bit more on how I can help you. So it's a back and forth dialogue, or at least it should be. Communication is always two ways. The other thing I think that really happens, the more frequently that you have one-on-ones, I've noticed it improves employee morale and engagement. I think those one-on-one meetings demonstrate that the supervisors care about their employees. We care about their well-being, and we value their contributions to the school. And that fosters a sense of belonging and enhances staff morale. I mean, of course, especially when a teacher comes up with a great idea and you're like, oh my God, I love it, let's do it. And then you implement it, and then you give them credit for it. Absolutely amazing stuff happens. And again, the more you talk with them, the more they feel included, the more excited and committed they're going to be to your center and what's going on in your company culture. It's a great time to set goals and look at performance reviews. Meetings provide an opportunity to set clear performance goals and expectations. And this could look like, hey, we met 2 months ago. I asked you to renew your CPR. You did fantastic. Thank you so much for getting that in within the timeline. Or the opposite could happen, and you could say, hey, 2 months ago, we talked about you updating your CPR. You did not meet that timeline. You've only got a week left before, your expiration. I need you to get that done this week. So it's a great way to also check in, not only with them, but what you need to do as an owner, right? We have compliance things that we have to do that are on a timeline. in our state, everybody's going to have their first aid and CPR within their first 90 days. So if somebody doesn't have it and you're not following up, that's on you. So you have to make sure that during those one-on-ones that you're looking at where they are in terms of performance and their goals and helping them achieve those goals. And sometimes it might look like, hey, I see that you need to do your CPR. I know you've got young kids at home. You might not have time. Hey, I'm going to cover your class for 2 hours. Why don't you go in and do your CPR course online, right? Whatever works for your company, but whatever you can do to help that person reach those goals, that's a good leader. Supervisors can also track staff progress. We can offer support and also provide constructive feedback. So I think one-on-ones are really a great time to discuss their professional development and growth within your program. And it allows you as the supervisor to provide individual guidance and support for staff's professional development needs. Most states at this point have an individual professional development plan where you sit with the staff and you say, here's where you're at, here's where you want to go, this is the track, here's what you need to do, here's the timeline, here are the resources, here are the people that are going to help you. And I know I said that really fast, but if you have a individual professional development plan requirement in your state, you are aware of what I'm talking about. If you don't have one in your state, you should make one yourself that just helps people see it's a document that helps them move from point A to point B in their career lattice. It's a great time for staff to discuss their career aspirations and receive tailored guidance to help them achieve their goals. As I said, I always promote from within. All my leadership team are all folks that started from the ground up. Now, they may have started as a lead teacher and moved to an assistant director, or they could have now be mentoring, part of our mentoring program, mentoring new staff or staff who maybe are not new but are struggling with meeting the expectations. We have some staff that are really great at bulletin boards, as an example, and they're able to help other teachers who maybe aren't so great at figuring out the best way to design the bulletin boards in the classroom or frame the children's artwork and display it in a way that's aesthetically pleasing to everyone, including the children. So yeah, one-on-ones is a great time to do that. It's also a great time for conflict resolution and issue management, because when you have regular meetings, it creates a safe space to address issues and resolve conflicts effectively. It also helps you be proactive and identify potential problems and work with staff to find solutions. Because the worst thing is when you let these things build on top of each other and then something small happens and this big thing blows up. And it could have been resolved a long time ago by just having those regular meetings. And I do feel like one-on-ones, as much as we love them, I do think that sometimes they get put on the back burner and you don't do them as frequently as you'd like to or should. And then things start to happen. And then more fires start to happen. More drama starts to happen. People start leaving, right? So invest the time in those one-on-ones, because if you don't, you're going to be investing that time in something else that you don't want to be doing, right? Hiring new people, retraining, all of that. You don't want to spend your time on that. You want to be able to spend your time on growing your folks and keeping the folks that you have now happy. It also is really great time to hold people accountable and responsible. So when you have one-on-one meetings frequently, you can establish a clear line of communication between supervisors and staff, and it helps the staff be held accountable for their performance and responsibilities. I think it also helps enhance teamwork and collaboration, because regular one-on-one meetings promote teamwork, collaboration among staff. Staff can share ideas, they can learn from each other, and support each other's growth. I do think, or I know, not even I think, I know, the more frequently you have one-on-ones, the lower your turnover rate's going to be. Or the turnover rate may be positive because the people who are not accountable, who are not meeting the job expectations, will weed themselves out. They will be tired of hearing you ask for the same requirement over and over. So either way, it's a win-win. So one-on-one meetings help address issues and concerns before they escalate and lead to turnover. And the staff who feel valued and supported are more likely to stay in their positions. And lastly, I think it improves job satisfaction, because one-on-one meetings contribute to the overall job satisfaction of your childcare staff, because staff feel appreciated, supported, and empowered to succeed in their roles. And so those are the reasons I love doing one-on-ones. So think about the last time you did one-on-ones with your team. If you did them recently, great job. Track it on your calendar. Make sure that you're meeting, frequently, whether it's every 4 to 8 weeks. I wouldn't go any further than that. It's so important, and I love it. I really do. And I think it just helps build camaraderie and helps me as a leader for sure know where I need to improve and then continue to work on it. So that's it for today. If you liked our episode, please give us a rating. Go to Apple, give us a rating, and it does allow us to make more content for you. So I hope that this little toddler bite-sized piece of information is something that you can implement right away in your program to make a big impact. Thank you again for tuning in. And as always, have a great day.
Well, all the cute little kiddos have been picked up and it's time to go home. And that'll do it for another episode of the Childcare Director's Chair. Please leave a review so Erica knows the information is helping you to manage and improve your childcare centers. Remember to subscribe to get the latest episode from Erica's Childcare Director's Chair.